There's this wrestler who drills harder than anyone else. He keeps losing the exact same way, always ends up on his back. Off the same tie-up, tournament after tournament. He keeps adding effort. Effort is not fixing it. He doesn't need more work. He just needs a diagnosis. For the last 6 episodes and the one before that, we built the blocks, all the athlete builder blocks. The whole system, it starts with in the head, there's mindset, knowledge of your sport, and what comes out of your mouth. I call it teammates. How do you work with people? Body's obvious, training, nutrition, and recovery. That recovery was last week. Today, I hand you the entire system that tells you which block to fix first. It's called the SWOT analysis. It's a very basic tool. A lot of colleges teach it, basic business school, and it's how you stop guessing. So let's re-anchor everything first. Remember where this series started. A plateau is a diagnosis problem. It's not a talent problem, and it's not an effort problem. And there is no magic one thing. If you remember from that episode, there is no just one thing. There's only the next thing, answering the question, now what? Which has to be asked daily, all the time. The SWOT is how I find it. How do we answer the question, now what? I ran these for 15 years in the finance world. It's how businesses figure out where they're winning and where they're bleeding. We're pointing that same weapon at the athlete. All right, the 4 boxes, SWOT analysis, SWOT, translated into athlete language, S for strength. You'll list all your strengths. Find your top 3. Number 1 strength, that is your competitive advantage. It's what you do best. You should have a competitive advantage. What do you do best in each of the 6 things? This is the thing you lean on when the match is tight. Hey, I know my mindset is this. I can do these things. My knowledge of my sport, I know I'm great at single leg takedown. I know I'm awesome at that. I know what kind of teammate I need to be. What are you great at? What is your competitive advantage? Your mindset, knowledge of your sport, and being a teammate, and then your training, nutrition, and recovery. Few means weakness. List all your weaknesses in all 6 areas. Find your top 3. Those are the biggest priorities in all 6 areas. Number 1 weakness, that's your limiting factor. Limiting factor. I just recorded with Frank Weiser. He is a Blue Angel pilot. I kept saying limiting factor in our recording. And all he kept saying, oh, Limfax. They use it so often in the Blue Angels that they just shorten it because they're looking for limiting factors all the time, every day. So find your limiting factor, the weak link that caps everything else you do. That's how you get beat. O's for opportunity. That's your target. The fastest inch you can gain right now. Is your best target bringing up a glaring weakness? Are your weaknesses solid? You're not really getting beat that often, but you can't beat people. Are your strengths not strong enough? What's the opportunity? You're going to have an opportunity in all 6 areas. What's your biggest opportunity in your mindset? Best opportunity for your knowledge of your sport. Best opportunity as a teammate. Same thing for training, nutrition, and recovery. Now we have 6 things to work on. Still too many. Tease the threat. So before I get too far, let's finish this out. The SWOT, S-W-O-T, tease the threat. That's the big enemy. This is how you get hurt. This is how you get beat often. This is the thing you have to protect against. Put it on this wrestler. His advantage is his motor and his top game. His limiting factor, he loses the tie-up every match. His target, 15 minutes of hand fighting every single day. His threat, cutting too much weight and showing up Saturday empty. 4 boxes, and suddenly the whole season makes sense. There has to be a diagnosis. And it's usually not just you. Work with your coach, work with an outside coach, work with me, work with an ally. Constantly be working on this. That way we answer the question, now what? We're constantly pushing and getting better. And it's pretty obvious what to do next versus just spinning our wheels for weeks or an entire season of doubling down on the same thing, and you're still at the same plateau. So you got to run it on every block. That's just what I just said. Here's a real power move. You don't run one SWOT. You run it on every block, all the things, all at one time, and now you got a complete picture of the athlete. And here's what 15 years of doing this taught me the limiting factor is almost never where the athlete think it is. The kid grinding extra lifting sessions might actually be capped by 6 hours of sleep. The kid everyone calls a choker might be capped by knowledge. He doesn't read the situation well, so he panics. Score each block out of 10. Knowledge counts double. And the lowest block is where you work first. That's it. That's the entire diagnosis. So from diagnosis to prescription, what's that mean? We want a diagnosis without a prescription is just trivia. So whittle it down, 6 blocks, 1 limiting factor, 1 habit. Take the quarter goal, break it into the month, break the month into the week, and land it on 1 daily habit. You break it down, and that's what we're working on. That's the win the day cascade. How many wins can you get? Can you get them in those 6 areas? What things are you already locking in? Keep stacking those wins. Here's the new habit on the most recent priority, the most recent limiting factor. That's the win the day approach. Small and daily beats big and occasional every time. That's Kaizen, constant improvement. That's the whole way of inches. Then you reassess every quarter. Unless something comes along sooner, you're implementing your new process and you're not getting beat that way anymore. Great. Now what? Run the same diagnosis. Run the same problem or the same machine against what's going on. You reassess every quarter, but maybe you have to reassess every month or every week. You watch the trend. It's not a single day. So for the coaches and the parents out there, here's your playbook. You run the SWOT analysis with the athlete, not to them, with them. Ask, listen, write down their answers, have them write that down. Their self-awareness is half the value, because if they don't buy in, it doesn't matter if you're even right sometimes. Rule number 2 here, evidence, not vibes. Sometimes there's an educated guess, and at the end, that's what you have to do, but we want evidence. Get data. Every box gets a real example, a clip, a number, a moment from a game. Not, I don't give a shit about your feelings. Just above that is what you think, but that's still an educated guess. You go from I feel to I think. I want you to come at me or come at the coach or come to the athlete with I know. Third, do it at the team level too. Run the roster through it, and you'll find the team's limiting factor. And I promise it'll surprise you. And the wrong move, the one I see consistently and constantly, prescribing more of whatever you already coach because it's what you know. I've done that. What's great is if you run this process through every athlete, maybe you see a trend for the entire team. Not everyone's going to be doing great at sleep, but maybe there's an overall limiting factor. The SWOT exists so the athlete gets what they need, not what we're comfortable giving them. So here's a test. Do this today. Pick the block that feels weakest for your athlete and run a 1-minute SWOT analysis and expand that into 10 minutes. 4 boxes, 1 page, high school. Have the athlete fill it out first. Then you react to it. College athletes define the standard for each block at that level they're aspiring for, what you're holding them to. Starter, all conference, all state. Score the gap and work backwards, backfill. This habit needs to happen to get to this level. Or let the assessment do the heavy lifting. It walks every athlete through all 6 blocks in about 10 minutes and hands you the picture. Then in 30 days, you run it again. You run it again, and you run it again. And if you're working the right inch, the boxes move. And if this episode was clicked, the free assessment is the system. It runs every athlete through all 6 blocks, scores them, flags the limiting factor, tracks the trend quarter over quarter or month over month, depending on how often you do it. 10 minutes, whole team. Links in the description, athlete-builder.com/assessment test. Keep stacking wins, win the day, and stay relentless.